Hi guys, today we are going to discuss chapter number 1 of chemistry class 10th, which is chemical reactions and equations. What happens during a chemical reaction? Many things happens such as change in state, color, evolution of a gas, change in temperature and many more. Now let's get into chemical equations. Now let's see an example. Magnesium plus oxygen gives us magnesium oxide. In this case we have used only names of the elements. Thus this is known as a word equation. On the left hand side we have the reactants and on the right hand side we have the products. Reactants react to form the product and this is a word equation. Now let's have a look at chemical equation. What is the chemical equation? The definition of a chemical equation. Representation of a chemical equation with the symbols of the elements and the formulae of compounds. For example, magnesium, which is Mg, plus oxygen, which is O2, gives us magnesium oxide, which is symbolized as MgO. Now let's get into skeletal equation. What is a skeletal equation? Skeletal equation is an unbalanced chemical equation. Now let's look at an example. H2 hydrogen atoms plus oxygen gives us water, which is H2O. Here we have two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen in water molecule. Why is this? This is an unbalanced equation. On the left we have two hydrogen and two oxygen, but on the right side we have two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atoms. So on the right side we need to put another oxygen atom. Here this is known as a skeletal equation or an unbalanced equation. Now we have to balance this unbalanced equation. Here the LHS is not equal to the RHS. Now let's see balancing of chemical equations. What is a balanced equation? The answer is an equation in which the atoms of each element on both the sides of the equation are equal or balanced. This type of equation is known as a balanced chemical equation. Pretty simple. Now let's get into how to balance a chemical equation. Previously we have seen H2 plus O2 gives us H2O. H2 plus O2 gives us H2O. Now let's try to balance this chemical equation. As you can see, hydrogen 2 atoms plus oxygen 2 atoms, or one molecule of oxygen gives us water, which is H2O. Two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, one molecule of hydrogen and half molecule of oxygen. Now let's try to balance this chemical equation. It isn't too tough to balance this chemical equation, but let's go through how to balance this equation. Now on the right side we have only two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen, so we can put a 2 so that it becomes 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. Now the oxygen atoms are balanced, but hydrogen is not balanced, so we put another 2 in